The number one worry that people have when we talk to them about virtual presenting or presenting on meetings over Teams or Zoom is that they worry the audience isn't engaged, that they're boring the audience. Well, I'm afraid I've got news for you. You probably are. Virtual presenting is different from presenting in real life. And in real life, we get away with a lot because it's much easier. And virtual presenting, you have to consciously engage the audience. You've got to assume that they're easily distracted and their mind can be elsewhere. They're not in the same environment as you. They've got text, they've got emails. It's easier to lose concentration. There's no team spirit in the room with them. So you've got to consciously work on engaging people if you want to do a good high performance presentation when it comes to virtual presenting. So consciously engage people. What does that look like? It could be loads of things. And in our courses, we talk about the simple techniques and we talk about the advanced techniques. But just for today, simple techniques you can do. You can talk to people, but only if there's a small group do you actually want to kind of open up the microphones. If you've got over 3 or 4 people and start opening the microphones and it's a mixed group, people are going to get bored. If they're not speaking, the other people are kind of falling asleep. So you need to take control of how you want them to interact if you aren't going to be just talking as normal. You can use the chat box, the number one place to make it really easy. Use the chat box, and I'm going to show you some really surprising ways to use the chat box in future blogs or posts. So keep an eye out for that. But for now, use the chat box. It's a simple way of doing it, and you can engage with people. Think about what questions you want them to do, or what tasks, or how are you going to get them involved in your materials and not make it a lecture. And there's also advanced tips. There's techniques like using whiteboards, using exercises, getting people engaged through polls, loads of advanced techniques as well. But let's start with the simple stuff first in future blogs. So what can I ask you to do right now? Something differently. Firstly, next time you're on a virtual call, notice how easy it is for you to get distracted if you haven't been consciously engaged in the content. Secondly, if you know that to be true for yourself, then you're no different. Make sure you consciously plan. How are you going to ask people to interact with you in your next virtual presentation or virtual team call? And plan for that engagement. And thirdly, follow me for some tips and tricks on how to improve your virtual presentations. Come on our taster webinars, come and join us on open or in-house courses, or just follow us on LinkedIn and learn more tips and tricks about how to improve your virtual presentations so we don't all have to die of boredom listening to people droning on and on and on and on. Happy presenting!